You are now tuned into Pearls of Wisdom. Real issues, real people, and real solutions to empower and encourage people to overcome and follow their dreams. Now introducing your host, DuJuan and Jackie Boyd, and co-host Crystal Usher.
Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. Today, it's a Friday, a beautiful Friday.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Happy Friday. Woo! Had to throw that in there.
I just want to bring to you today, we got a new brand that's coming out. And just one of her things that she does, she's very creative. Her name is Crystal Usher. This is a newness that's coming out.
The new.
Come on, the new. The new. Creative Expressions by Crystal Usher.
Thank you, Jackie Boyd.
Yes, honey.
Thank you for that great introduction. Shout out everyone to DuJuan Boyd. You see he's absent today because today we are doing something different. I don't think it's been done. Lauren, has it been done on JHM Radio? We're doing a beauty
First
segment.
Time ever.
First time.
Come on. Today we are going to do a beauty segment. It's called Beauty Basics by Creative Expressions by Crystal Usher. As you guys know, and you see me every Friday alongside Jackie Boyd and DuJuan Boyd here on Pearls of Wisdom.
Yes.
Creative Expressions is an expression of who I am and what I do creatively. You guys know I act, I sing, I direct. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and that's how I express myself through all of those outlets. So why not call it anything else other than Creative Expressions by Crystal Usher?
Come on.
So today we're going to do a very basic beauty look. It's going to be a look that you guys can do every day.
Yes.
If you're going to work, if you're just running out to do errands. I don't want to do something overly glam because to me that's not realistic for just an everyday if you're going to the office or if you work in a warehouse or you're a teacher, just very, very simple and basic, something that's going to even out your skin tone and highlight and enhance your natural, beautiful features that God gave you.
Yes.
So today we have with us Ashley Thomas, who's our lovely model.
Yes.
And she is going to, she's gracing us with her lovely canvas here. Shout out to Ashley Thomas. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram and all of that good stuff.
Over 10 years of relationship here.
Yes,
Understand
we've been friends
that.
for a very long time. So I thank you for joining us today. Okay, so first we're going to start off with prepping your skin. Skin prep is very, very important. So with, and real quick, let me stop. Please like and share this video. Download the app. And also give us your questions and your comments. And all of that, because I love questions. I'm going to give out some beauty tips, so please, like I said, pour in with your questions. Men, I got some tips for you too. Sorry, this is kind of geared toward the women today, but you're more than welcome to continue to join us and listen in. And LaRon, if you want to jump in,
yes, please.
Yeah,
feel free. All right, so we're going to start with skin prep. So, like I always say, it's great to create a great canvas before you put on makeup, because if you don't start with a great canvas, it's not going to be a great finish. Just like when you're painting a wall in a home, you want to prime your wall. You want to prep your wall before you put that color on there, because then the color will be vibrant. You will have a great finish and a great look. So Ashley has cleansed her skin before she came, and we're going to put on some moisturizer. And this time of year, any time of year, moisturizer is very, very key. Whether you're oily or dry, you always want to moisturize and cleanse your face, ladies and gentlemen, twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. Do not go to bed and not wash your face, because all those toxins and things that you've had on throughout the day are in your skin, penetrating your pores. So you always want to cleanse. Exfoliating is very great to do throughout the week as well, because that's going to remove the dead skin cells. And that also is going to create a beautiful canvas. And men, for the men that don't, because we do have some men that do like to wear makeup, and that's okay. But for the brothers that just like to have nice skin, cleaning and exfoliating and moisturizing is key for you as well. Yes. So as you see, now normally at home you're going to put your moisturizer on, of course, with your hands. You use a brush? Mm-hmm. You can use a brush. I like to use the tools.
Do y'all understand that Miss Ashley's another makeup artist?
She is, and she's a model. She's a model. She's a dietitian.
Awesome. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yes, honey. She's very educated.
These women come fully loaded and ready to educate you. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So after moisturizer, I kind of, when I'm at home, I let that kind of penetrate into the skin. And then when I'm getting ready for my makeup application, I'm going to use a primer. Just like I stated, when you are priming that wall before you paint, you want to prime your face with a good facial primer. Now there are different primers out there. So if you're oily, there's mattifying primers. If you have large pores, there's smoothing primers. There is a variety of different primers to use. So it just is pretty much based off of what your skin needs, or what you feel like your skin, what finish that you want your skin to have.
So would people, would you give, if somebody asked a question or asked for suggestions of what type of materials to get, would you tell them?
Of course I would. I love that. I love questions. I love when I have people messaging me all the time about makeup products and things like that. So I am always open to answer questions and help you in any of your beauty needs. That's a part of creative expressions. I'm going to help you learn how to creatively express yourself, you know? Okay, so now that we have primer on, we are going to do we have a comment? Do we have a question?
Sorry. Woo, that's funny.
Well, what do we have? What are they saying, Jackie Boyd?
Next week is a rumor Brad Usher will be in here getting a full makeover.
Oh, wow.
Come on, Mr. Usher.
Oh my goodness. So right now, everyone, what I'm doing is Ashley has a couple of blemishes that I'm just kind of putting some color corrector on top, and this is just going to cover up and conceal those imperfections. And so this is what you can do if you feel like you have really dark circles. If you have any blemishes or imperfections, you can go in with the color corrector. And there are different types of color corrector. So if you have like red, green, so think about when you have a color wheel and the colors, I don't want to get too much into color wheels and colors, but when you have the color wheel, the colors that are across from each other, those are colors that complement each other. So think about if you have red blemishes, you're going to put something on that has green, and that's going to counteract that redness.
Now, if you want to set up a appointment, you know, you can always go to Crystal Usher Makeup at gmail.com.
Yes, and book an appointment with me, you sure can.
Please.
I specialize in bridal, everyday makeup, photo shoots, family photo shoots,
brides.
I love doing weddings. Love, love, love. Prom season, yes.
Oh yeah.
I gotta think quite a few prom beauties next month, actually. Seems like prom starts earlier and earlier every year. And you guys also see me applying the product on my hand first. When doing that, you can do that at home as well. That actually warms up the product and gets it ready so you can easily apply it to your skin.
I don't know about y'all need to take notes. If y'all ain't never worn makeup ever before, please take notes. It'll help you.
Yes, taking notes is key.
I'm telling you, because when you ain't got neither one of these ladies around and you got to do it yourself, you got YouTube, you got a phone call away. Can you walk me through this real quick?
Okay, so now we have done a little bit of color correcting on Ashley's skin. So next I'm going to go in with foundation. in foundation, you don't need a lot. I say just use very little. You can kind of start it down at her chin, or I'm sorry, at her jawline, just to kind of see if the color was going to blend in, if it matched correctly. And then I'm going to go in the middle of her face and work out. Light strokes, just like you're painting. Like I say, this is, to me, as an artist, as a creative, the face is a canvas. And so all I'm doing is just painting. Painting a beautiful canvas. And you want to press it into the skin. Throw your questions out to us. Comments. We love it. Jackie Boyd, I hear her writing. She over here taking notes.
Look, I'm taking notes because I can only do the eyes, put you some a lip liner, and all this foundation, this new. I'm not there yet. So
I'm going to get you there.
I've learned and seen so many women put so many different types of foundation colors on their face to see if it matches, and just like, y'all doing too much.
And with women of color, with us, a lot of the times we have hyperpigmentation. You know, we can be darker around the mouth area or around the nose area. So I hear a lot of women always, you know, say, oh, I can't find my color. Sometimes we have to mix colors. You have to kind of create your own custom cocktail for your skin. And I know you're like, oh, I don't want to buy all these products, but in reality, you have to, because in the winter you're going to be lighter than you are in the summer anyway. So a lot of the time you can take those two colors, mix them together, and kind of create something that's right there in the middle for you. And you guys see how I'm just kind of pouncing it into her skin. Ashley has such great features. If you guys haven't seen her, well, I think Lauren, you said you tagged her Facebook page. Okay, because she has some gorgeous modeling photos. She actually just did a shoot, what, a week ago?
Yeah, about a week.
Yeah, Ashley can model.
Y'all need a model. Here you go. That's Ashley Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas.
Jackie's crazy.
Makeup. Walk that walk.
Oh my goodness.
Look, I told y'all. I enjoy this.
And a lot of the times with foundation, if I want to either sheer it out or give a type of luminous finish without it looking dewy, because there's a difference between luminous, dewy, and all of that. I know in makeup we have a lot of terms, but they all mean something. So I'm gonna actually mist this foundation brush with a little bit of facial mist, and that's going to kind of give the foundation, like I said, a nice little luminous appearance, but not make her look oily or dewy. And a lot of times I will mist my face after I put moisturizer on, and kind of let that sit in a little bit. And then I'll do the primer, and then I'll do the foundation. So like I said, when you're going to work, ladies, and you don't want to do a lot and you don't want to have a lot of steps, just doing foundation, concealer, filling in your brows, putting on a little lip, some mascara, I feel like you're good to go with that.
Simple.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do too much.
We don't have to do a lot during the day. Now when you're going out, you want to jazz it up a little bit, then of course, you know, go the extra mile. But just for every day, you don't have to do all that.
See, and that's that taking a class with creative expressions, because you want to learn how to do the cat eye, you want to learn how to do the eyebrow, put on your lashes without poking your eye, making sure you got a steady hand.
And I do of course classes. I do one-on-one lessons. So if you want to learn a specific skill, or if you want to learn like a look, I'll be happy to do that for you. You can, like Jackie said, email me
at Crystal Usher makeup at gmail.com. Thank you.
Okay, so next I'm going to go in with concealer, and with the concealer I'm going to highlight underneath her eye, and probably on the higher planes of her face, just to bring a little bit of dimension to the face.
I have said there's a question out there too.
Yes, what's the question?
Miss Philemon says, I have sensitive skin. What's a good product?
They're skincare or makeup? Makeup. I know Clinique. A lot of times you have to go to the actual store, like Sephora, or to a department store, and kind of look at the different products and try different ones, or some of them will be specific to your skincare needs. So if you are sensitive, Clinique has some skincare and makeup products that will work for that.
Miss Chantel, you have to go to Crystal Usher Makeup at gmail.com.
Hey Chantel,
schedule an appointment so we can get these classes in, man.
So you see, I'm just kind of going under her eye with a fluffy brush. I'm not using a flat brush, I'm doing a fluffy brush so we can shear it out so it won't look cakey and heavy up under her eye. Because again, we just want to highlight and enhance her natural beautiful features. We don't want to take away from her beautiful features that she already has. And concealer is one product that I will not go without. Okay, people? Concealer to me is key. Even on the days where I don't wear any makeup, I'm gonna put a little concealer on the areas where I have imperfections, or under my eyes, because I do have dark circles. And I will fill in my brows, and that will be it. Just to create a nice, smooth, flawless canvas.
When we get to the brow, I promise you there's another question already.
Okay, I'm about to hit brows in a minute.
So focused. Any of you ladies have a play, stage, yes, getting on the stage, any of that, please.
If I'm not in the show, I'll do your makeup.
There it is.
Okay, so the item that I'm going to use next is a beauty blender. I love beauty blender. You use a beauty blender? You do? I love a good beauty blender. And I know sometimes, ladies, you can look at this and be like, I don't know what to do with this. Well, I'm about to tell you. You want to take your beauty blender and you want to run it under water and squeeze all of the water out. You don't want it to be soaking wet. You want it to be damp. And then what you're going to do is you can either apply your foundation with this beauty blender. You want to use what's called like the bottom or the butt of the beauty blender, or you can use it when you are applying your concealer. So as you ladies can see, I did do her foundation and put her concealer on up under her eyes. So now I'm going to take the beauty blender, look up for me, and I'm just going to kind of pounce the beauty blender around. And this is going to, since it is moist with water, it's going to help the product seep down into her skin, and it's going to melt into her skin and create a flawless finish. So you're not going to see the product sitting on top of her skin.
You got some more questions too.
Yes, you can. Yeah. What are the questions?
What's a reasonable price for brushes for ladies that don't wear makeup every day?
I would try to There's different sets out there. You can look, Ulta is a good place to shop. Sephora is a good place to shop. A lot of the time, holiday time is a great time to buy brushes, or like Cyber Monday, Black Friday, because they have bundles that are really reasonable price, and you're gonna get all of the brushes that you need in one little pack. So I would do, like I said, Ulta. I would shop there. They have really reasonable brushes. Inexpensive, but you want to get good quality. You don't want to get just any type of brush, because good quality brushes are key in the finish and the distribution of product on your face. And you see how I'm just kind of pounding that into her skin.
Come on, watch party.
Okay, and once I'm done with there, then I move on to the brows.
And that's what Chantel wants to know all about. What you use, what's the definition, how?
Actually, let me pause right there really quickly. I'm actually going to go in and set her under eye with some powder, because since we did put concealer under there, we don't want that to crease. Look up for me. Now there's two ways. You can use a brush, or you can take your beauty blender, dip it in the powder, in the translucent or setting powder. I like translucent powder. Dipped it in the powder, and I'm gonna pound it under her eye.
This is an original instrumental.
And I also kind of go down the smile lines, because we all know as we mature, and if we're happy and we're smiling a lot, we're gonna get smile lines. Yes. So I pounce the beauty blender with the powder into the smile line. And I'm kind of going just a little bit all over her face. But like I said, the good thing with the beauty blender is because it's damp, it's not going to look cakey.
Enjoy.
Okay, now let's go to brows. So the one key thing about brows is the brows they frame your face. So I always say do your very best to keep your brows groomed. If you can go to professional to get your brows groomed, that's great. I go and get mine waxed every few months, and then I just tweeze in between time. How do you groom your brows, Ashley?
I might get them threaded, but I just kind of keep them up in between.
So there's different ways. I know back in the day we all started when we would use a razor. Now they have threading, they have waxing. There's microblading, micro shading. There's different ways of grooming your brows. For right now, I tend to do waxing. Ashley does the threading.
Don't both of those hurt?
Yeah. It's not pleasant, but you know,
it's
real quick. It's quick. You know, beauty sometimes is pain.
That's real pain, y'all. Hold on, my eyebrow. Jesus.
Okay, so what I start doing first, I comb through the brows, and I kind of comb them up a little bit and over, so I can really comb the hairs down and I can see the actual shape of the brow. Then I'm going to take a pencil. You can use pencil powder. What is there? Pencil powder, pomades. There's so many different brow products. So it's kind of what you prefer and what you're comfortable with. Me, myself, I prefer a pencil. I use a pencil on myself as well as clients. And then there's sometimes I'll look at someone and I say, I kind of want to use powder. But mainly I use a pencil because that's just what I feel that I'm comfortable with and what I have control of with the pencil. So I'm going to start at the bottom of her brow and go along the bottom line of her brow.
With a steady hand.
And you're going along the hair. So you're going to do hair-like strokes. And then I come in on the tail end, which is the outside, right by the corner of the eye. And I bring that down. I start at the top of the tail, and I bring that down to connect with the bottom line that I just created. So I hope you all can see this really well.
Chantel, there go your brows.
Ashley, can you turn a little bit that way where they can see this side of the brow? Okay. And so then I'm going to go back to where I started at the bottom. And then you always want to go through and comb through what you just kind of filled in with the pencil or whatever product that you're of your choice. Because the one thing is, you want to distribute the product throughout the whole brow, and you want it to look natural. You don't want it to look like you painted them brows on, okay? You want it to look natural. Are you laughing at me? We know we've all seen people. Now I'm just saying.
Look like a whole finger's up there. Okay. They just need to take classes, that's all.
And now I'm going on the top of the brow, and I'm doing the same exact thing that I did on the bottom, where I'm going with the natural brow line, and I'm doing hair-like, feather-like strokes.
Miss Ashley, you got a date tonight? You going somewhere? You getting your makeup done?
So you see, I'm filling in, and then I'm brushing, constantly distributing that product into the brow. And then when you get into the inner corner of the brow, you want to try to position my hand, do upward strokes. So you want to look closely at how your hair is growing, because that's the way you want to go with your brush, with the pencil, or whichever product that you're deciding to use.
What if they don't grow? You just ain't got no.
If they do not grow, then you have to, you can see where your brow is, like on your brow bone. And so you just have to, because you're going to see the hair, so you're just going to create a shape that frames your eye, if that makes sense. Creating a shape that frames your eye. Brush tangled in my hair.
So, you got a comment?
Yes.
Comment. My problem is I barely have brows, but I want mine to look full, but not the 50 font. Hashtag help.
Yep. 50 font. So that's when I talked about finding the shape within your brow bone. And then two, if you don't have brows, going to a professional like my friend Nicole Bell, Ethnic Skin by Nicole. She does microblading, micro shading. She is the bomb when it comes to eyebrows. She can really get you a shape going. And I know they have different products. They have stencils out there. Have you ever tried a stencil?
I have them, but I don't know what they are. But yeah, those can help you.
Mm-hmm.
I've even seen like a stamp, an eyebrow stamp.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that.
So as you see, I'm going again on her left eye, doing the same exact thing I did on the right eye. Going underneath, creating hair-like, feather-like strokes. On the bottom, I'm going to start here at the arch on the top, and I'm going to do hair-like strokes downward to connect the top to the bottom.
Okay, who's coming?
I didn't know it was wrong. He's
gonna call me out.
He's hungry.
I'm sorry, back over here. There.
And then I'm doing the same thing on top. And remember, ladies, our brows, they're not twins. They are sisters, or they're cousins, or they're friends, but they're not twins.
Or 55.
Yeah. Because, I have the same thing with my brow. One arch is better than the other. So just, do the best you can when you're filling them in to make them match, but don't get upset if you're like, my brow. They're not twins. And if they are, they're not identical twins, they're fraternal.
Cheeks. Spray your bang.
Yeah, you just get a swoop. Get a little side swoop, you know, and just...
No one ever know.
They won't ever know. So again, I'm distributing the product into the brow because we want it to look very soft and natural. Because remember, this is a basic beauty look.
If you want a class, please email crystalushermakeup@gmail.com. Please.
Yes, because classes get more detailed. Yes, Jackie boy. More detailed, you know, glam looks, bridal looks, things like that. Okay, so we've done the brows. They're very soft. You want very soft, natural brows. We've done the brows. So now I'm going to go back to the eye. And what I'm going to do, what I typically do is you can use an eyeshadow base or you can use a concealer. And I'm just kind of prepping or priming the eye for the application of shadow. And again, I'm taking my fluffy brush and distributing the product all over. And you know, ladies, a lot of the time when I'm doing my no makeup look, I will do this on my eyelids because you know sometimes our eyelids tend to be darker. You can do that to brighten up your eye and you don't even have to put eyeshadow on. So it's just little tips and tricks that you can get and apply to your everyday makeup life, and it can work wonders.
So would you suggest somebody practice at home daily?
Yeah. When you got time, just sit with your mirror and your products and, just play around with your products.
After you take a class.
Yes, after you take a class or get a one-on-one from me. Because practice makes permanent. So if you practice, you'll get it down. That's with anything. There, ring that bell.
There you go. Come on. Beauty tips.
So you see how that just is kind of brightening her eye and lifting the eye. We always want to lift, especially women as we get more mature in life. We always want everything to raise. We don't, because things are naturally going to go downward. We always want to lift everything. Just the same way like when we are putting on products on our face or products meaning like moisturizer, anything like that, go upward, always up, because we want to lift. We want to go up in life. We want to go up with our skin. Yes. And actually what I'm going to do is another little trick, ladies, with the brows. If you are in between getting them groomed, what you want to do is conceal those little hairs. If you don't want to do them yourself, conceal it with concealer, and that is going to create a natural highlight to your brow. So I'm taking a flat brush with concealer on and I'm just going underneath, and I'm basically outlining her brow.
Other makeup underneath and then that's highlighted. It stands out. And it's
yeah, and you don't need to use a lot. You don't need to use a lot of product. You can even go on top if you want to. And like I said, this is just for light, basic makeup. Now when you get into a little bit more heavier makeup, you can sculpt the brow a little bit more. But today I just want to keep it very simple because I know a lot of us who are working women, moms, wives, we don't have a lot of time, all of the time for ourselves in the morning when getting ready, but we want to look nice, we want to feel good. So just doing little simple things like this can really make wonders. Make a big difference. Okay. We're hungry. We're dinner time.
That wasn't enough chicken.
Okay. So now I'm done with kind of highlighting underneath the eye. And I'm kind of pressing that product into her eye a little bit there. And sometimes pressing with your finger because your hands are warm, that presses a product in there, so it kind of softens it up. Okay, so next I am going to go in with some eyeshadow. And we are going to create a nice soft look. Totally thought I got all that out. So we're going to do something very, very basic. We're going to start off with a very soft color in the crease. Almost like a very neutral skin tone type of color. I'm taking a fluffy brush. And she has a beautiful crease open for me. Let the people see the crease. And the crease is right above your eyeball. So if you take your brush or your finger and you feel like right that indentation, that's your crease. And that's where you're going to distribute the color. And as you guys can see, I'm going back and forth with windshield wiper motions. What is going on?
You said windshield wiper.
Because when you're doing eyes, and I'll say this in the future during a class, blending is key. Isn't that right, Ashley? Blending, if you do not blend, you do not want to see lines. You want to see the colors marry together and blend.
Can I do my brows without concealer?
Yes, of course you can. That's just a tip if you have hairs and you're in between grooming and you have hairs that are sticking out and you maybe don't want those to show and you want it to look a little bit smoother. Concealer, you can do that. But you absolutely can. You don't have to do that. So as you guys can see, again, I'm going back and forth. Windshield wipers or circular motions. I heard Jackie say wax on, wax off. And again, I'm going in with a very neutral color, but something that's going to give depth to her eye. Do you have any more questions? No? Y'all not hitting me with no questions? Okay.
I'm ready for classes.
Blend, 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 blend. And using a good fluffy brush is key with blending. A good blending fluffy brush.
So what do you clean your brushes with?
I typically have been cleaning my brushes lately. Like I have, if I want to do a quick little clean, I'll have like a brush cleaner. It's like in a spray bottle. But when I'm deep cleaning my brushes, I use Dawn dishwashing liquid because it cuts the grease.
Well, it's really good for your foundation brushes. You put it in your hand, you can really see that foundation just lift right
You
off.
see it like really like come out. So that's exactly what I do. I pour this up in my hand, take the brush, do this, run under hot water, do that. Yep, until I see all the product that is out of the brush.
Dawn dish liquid.
That's what I use.
The blue kind.
You do?
The blue kind. Dawn. Blue.
I'm laughing.
No.
I
Serious?
typically buy the green one.
What's
The
that?
green apple.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, whichever kind. But it does the trick.
Dawn. Don't get nothing else.
Okay, so now that we've done her crease color, I hope you guys can see really well that it kind of gave dimension and depth to her eye. So next I'm going to do just a lid color, a very simple, let's do a little shimmer. Let's give it a little pop. And let's see, I'm gonna do a very light champagne type of color. And I'm just placing it on her lid. And I'm tapping it onto her lid because that's going to help distribute the product really well, and it's going to give it a nice pop of color. Now if you want a light wash of color, then you can use a different brush. I'm actually using a flat, more compact brush. And you see I'm just placing it on the lid. Then I want to go back with the same brush that I used for her crease color, and I'm going to blend to make sure those two colors are merged together. And let us know too in the comments if you guys can see really well, or if we need to maybe lose one of the lights here. I just want to make sure you guys can see really well.
What is the best sheer shadow?
What is the best sheer shadow?
She made eyeshadow.
Eyeshadow?
She said eye.
Yeah, she said okay.
Eyeshadow?
Yeah.
There's so many different brands. Right now I'm using Morphe brushes, their brand. I have several of those palettes, but there's so many different brands. I love MAC, excuse me, of course, because I used to work at MAC. MAC has really good, highly pigmented colors. There's a lot of drugstore brands that are really, really good. Maybelline is good. L'Oreal is good. NYX, yes. NYX Cosmetics. I love NYX Cosmetics. Try a lot of those products. I use that on her brows, actually. But there are so many different brands that are really, really good. And then again, I'm going back and I'm blending. Can you guys see how that gave her eye some depth, and it lifted her eye with that light color, that light champagne color. I love Ashley's eyes. She has just great, like a great full eye. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I use powder in the cream kind. The creamy ends up with lines on my eyelids.
Are you priming your eye first before you put on your product? To who just asked that question?
Chantel.
Oh, Chantel. Do you use powder before you primer before you put on your shadow? Creamy ends up with lines on my eyelids. Are you using creamy shadow or powder shadow? I'm a little not sure if that, so clarify for us so I can know how to answer that for you. So next I'm gonna go in with a brown eyeshadow. I'm not gonna line her eyes heavy because remember, this is just a basic daytime look that you can use when you're going to the office or to school or wherever you work at. Look up for me. I'm gonna take my flat brush, I dipped it in brown shadow, and I'm gonna go underneath her eye and just smudge it along her lower lash line. Now this is great for anyone who feels like they don't want to do heavy black liner. Going with brown liner or with a brown shadow, because you're still going to get that depth in your eye, but it's not going to be heavy. Because again, this is daytime, so you want it to be very soft and natural.
There go that blink. Which is better, powder or semi-limit liquid?
For
what is this for? Oh, okay.
For a liner. Is that Chantel?
She wants a class, so she wants.
Chantel for eyeliner or something else. Because if you're talking about eyeliner, powder is going to give a soft appearance. If you want a more defined look, you can do liquid or gel or pencil. I hope that's what you meant. I hope I answered that for you correctly. Eyeshadow. Powder. I like powder eyeshadow. Okay, so now that we've lined her eyes with the soft brown shadow, now we're going to go in. I'm just going to do some mascara. There are so many different types of mascara out there. I really like L'Oreal's mascara a lot. Ashley, what type of mascara do you typically use?
You know, I shop around, but I typically look at the brush. I
Yes.
like a brush that's more of like the plasticky, has like the little spikes.
Yeah, the brush is key, and on the mascara you can look whatever you want your lashes to do, or you feel like what your lashes need. Then that's the type of mascara you kind of want to generate to. This right here, I like L'Oreal mascara. I think at home I have a Maybelline mascara. So there's so many different brands to try. And I'm getting close to the root of the lash to make sure I coat each lash.
Miss Ashley, do you wear lashes?
Oh, when I'm going out, but I'm usually running late, so not every day. I don't.
Okay. Now, a tip. When you are doing mascara, a lot of times we hit our eyelid and get mascara on there. Just like I have a little mascara right there. You don't want to mess with it. You want to let it dry. Then you want to take your Q-tip or a little brush, and then it'll flake up and come off that way. Do not touch it. If you touch it, it's going to smear. Then you're like, oh my gosh! It's going to be a mess.
Or I like to take a Q-tip, and if it's like a little dot of mascara, I'll put the Q-tip on there and do a little twist. and
Twist,
come right
little
out.
flick of the wrist. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I line top and bottom. Some people, it's just what you prefer. I like to do top and bottom because I like my lashes to bubble. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now that her eyes are done. They are completely done for a daytime look. They look really nice. They stand out. Yeah. They highlight her crease, so you see the depth in her eye, the dimension in her eye. So now I'm going to go in, and I'm going to just warm up her skin just a little bit. And I'm going to take, and by doing that, you can take a bronzer, a mineralized skin finish. There's different products, but typically bronzer is going to be what you want to use to kind of warm up the skin. And I'm just going to kind of go on the outside, the perimeter of her face. And almost like you're doing the letter E or a 3 up here, hairline, down cheek, down underneath the jawline. Just to warm up the skin, just to bring some warmth.
Crystal Usher, makeup at gmail.com.
Yes.
Instrumental.
And remember, with anything that you're placing on your face, blending is key. So if you're doing eyeshadow, if you're doing blush, highlighter, bronzer, blend. Blend, people, blend. You said rouge. That's the season saying. Y'all say rouge. You know what I'm saying? Get underneath the chin if you feel like you need to. And get down on that neck too. Don't be afraid of that neck. And also too, ladies, when you are applying foundation or powder, don't forget your ears. If you're wearing your hair up, don't forget your ears, because you don't want your ears to stand out and be a different color than your face. You want it all to blend. Okay. So then next, if you want to add a little pop to your skin, then you can use a little highlighter. And this is optional. You don't have to. Sometimes with more mature women who have maybe a little bit more fine lines in their face, I typically don't do highlighter, because what you don't want is to highlight their imperfections on your skin. So highlighter is very optional. But I'm going to take just a bronze color, and I'm going to just lightly place it on the top of her cheekbone. And highlighter, you're just highlighting, you want to put it on the high planes of your face. to where the sun is naturally going to hit your face is where you want to put this highlighter.
This is the original instrumental.
Little up here at the brow bone, that's going to create a nice little lift. Tip of the nose. On the chin.
Enjoy.
On the cupid's bow.
This is another Impossible production.
Should you do your neck too? With foundation, should you do your neck too?
Yes, just blend it down. Now I'm not saying apply, take it and put it on the sponge or on your brush and paint your neck. The one you're putting on your face, make sure you go underneath your jawline and just kind of blend that down.
Soulful music.
Because you never want to see a line. We know we've all seen somebody be like, oh shit, not blend that foundation at all.
This is another Impossible production.
Set up that's ASAP.
And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back with that beauty blender since it's still damp, and I'm just going to kind of press on those spots where I put the highlighter, and that's just going to once again saturate that into the skin so she has that nice healthy glow, so she glows from within. Okay, and so then next I'm going to go in with some blush. Supernatural. If you want to do heavy blush, girl, do your heavy blush. Just make sure you blend it if you do it. You said, And I'm actually going on the outer part of her cheek. Turn this way for me. I'm actually going right in here. I'm not hitting directly on the apples of her cheeks. Light strokes. Because again, we just want to enhance and accentuate your natural beautiful features. And another trick too, ladies, if you do go in and you've done too much blush and you're like, oh no, I put too much blush on. No problem. You take your brush that you applied your powder, your translucent or your setting powder. Take that brush. Go over that area where you apply too much product, and that immediately tones that down. You can do that, or once again, your handy dandy beauty blender.
Would you use a blush for high cheekbones?
And high cheekbones, highlighter, enhance those high cheekbones. Okay, so now that we have done the foundation, we did the brows, we did the eyes, cheeks, highlighter, we actually added some warmth to her face with the bronzer. Now we're gonna go in for the lips. Lips are totally your preference, optional, whatever it is that you wanna do. You can do liner, you can just throw some gloss. Doesn't have to be anything complicated. It's what you prefer. But today, since we are on Pearls of Wisdom and Creative Expressions by Crystal Usher, we're gonna do 3 steps: liner, lipstick, gloss. And I'm just going on her natural lip line with a brown, like a natural color. I'm not being extreme when I'm filling in, like I said, just on her natural lip line. Now, one thing too, ladies, with doing your lips. Now, say you want to just do a flawless look with just foundation, or if you want to do concealer, put on a pop-in red lip like how I put on today. I just did foundation, concealer, filled in my brows, did a little highlighter and blush, and I just put on a red lip because I didn't want to do my eyes. I didn't do lashes today. I just try to create a flawless canvas and then do a pop of color on the face. So there's so many options that you can do, so many different ways that you can enhance your features with makeup. And think about too, ladies, makeup is fun. it's makeup. Don't take it seriously. Don't, be afraid of it. It's just makeup. You can wash it off. Yeah. It's for fun. It's an accessory, It's an accessory. Just like when you have a beautiful necklace or a beautiful pair of earrings. That's how I view makeup. That's how I view makeup.
Oh.
What's that?
I'm over here setting up, look, Crystal Usher makeup. I'm over here sending that email left and right over here.
Yes, email me, people, for makeup appointments, anything like that. I'll be glad to assist you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. So let me get back to it. Was that is that a lip liner pencil you was using?
Yes, it was a lip liner, and it was a brown, it was like a little bit of reddish brown.
Come on now, get it.
Blot your lips together just a little bit for me, Ashley.
Self-care too.
And I'm just doing a really natural lip color that just accentuates her lips. And we're going to top it off with a little bit of gloss. And so to recap, again, we did primer, we did moisturizer, so we did skin prep. So remember, cleanse your skin really well. Exfoliate or do a facial mask if you have time. That's one thing that I like to do weekly. That's a part of my self-care. And ladies, men too. LaRon, you listening? Self-care is important. Self-care is very important. So if you you need to find those few minutes in the day or an hour or two to take care of yourself. So whether it be you're doing a facial mask, whether you're getting a manicure, pedicure, if you're doing one for yourself at home, you're washing your hair, you're taking a bubble bath, you're working out, anything that you can take time to do for yourself is very, very important. So doing a mask, cleansing my skin, that's something that I like to do. That's part of self-care. So Ashley did that before she came, cleansed her skin. I applied the moisturizer. Again, we did the foundation primer because remember that creates a smooth canvas for your foundation to be applied properly. Then we did then we did the color correcting on some of her imperfections. Then we did foundation. Then after we did foundation, we did concealer up under her eye and a little bit on the higher planes of her face, just to kind of cover under eye circles and then also highlight underneath her eyes. Then after that, we set it with some powder. And remember, the beauty blender is your friend. Don't be afraid of the beauty blender. Remember, run it under water, squeeze it out really, really well. You want it damp, not soaking wet, just damp. And we did the powder. We applied the powder. Then we filled in her brow. We did the eye. We did 2 shadows on the eye. We did mascara and a little bit of the brown shadow underneath, just to smudge it, just to give her eye a little bit of dimension, but still keep it soft. We what else did we do? We warmed her skin up with a little bronzer. Then we did some highlighter on her high planes of her face, so the cheekbones, the brow, the nose, the cupid's bow, the chin. Then we did blush. And then we topped her off with the lips. So that's a finished look. Now what you also can do is, I won't do this tonight, but you can also finish it off with a setting spray. Yeah, she said go ahead. Setting spray is key. That's like hairspray for your face. It sets your makeup so it stays in place. You like how that rhymed?
No, I didn't catch it.
You didn't?
Sorry.
So I'm gonna lightly mist her face. Close for me, you ready? And that really is going to lock that makeup into place. I use this all of the time before I leave out. Once my makeup is done, your makeup will not go anywhere. So I thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for your comments and your questions. Remember, self-care is the best care that you can do for yourself. Loving yourself, being confident with yourself. Because before makeup or anything else that you add to your life, being confident and taking care of yourself and your basic needs and keeping your health up and just really pouring into yourself. So, because a lot of times women as wives, as mothers, as women in general, we pour out so much to so many people that we run on empty a lot. So it's good to pour back into yourself, to fill your cup back up, so you never run empty. So remember self-care. Remember beauty basics. I hope you guys wrote down and took lots of notes for these this beauty basics tonight, and you got great tips for me. Remember to email me at crystalushermakeup@gmail.com for any appointments. Follow me on Instagram at Creative Expressions by Crystal, Facebook at Creative Expressions by Crystal Usher. And I thank you for watching and tuning in. Jackie Boy, you have anything else to close us out with?
Guess what?
What, girl?
Creative expressions, honey. Creative expressions. Yo, 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 yo. Reach out. Reach out.
Yes.
Make sure you don't drink and drive. Get an Uber.
Yes. And thank you, Ashley, for being my model.
Thank you.
Yes.